Jean Piaget by Derry-Anne and Jonoya Whinstanley. The sensory motor stage, ages birth to 2 years. Major characteristics and developmental changes. The infant knows the world through their movements and sensation. Children learn about the world through basic actions such as sucking, grasping, looking, and listening. Infants learn that things continue to exist even though they cannot be seen. They are separate beings from people and objects around them. They realize that their actions can cause things to happen in the world around them. Piaget believed that developing object permanence or object consistency, the understanding that objects continue to exist even when they cannot be seen, was an important element at this point of development. The preparational stage, ages 2 to 7 years. Major characteristics and developmental changes. Children begin to think symbolically and learn to use words and pictures to represent objects. Children at this stage tend to be egocentric and struggle to see things from the perspective of others. While they're getting better with language and thinking, they still tend to think about things in very concrete terms.
Or this row, or are they the same?
They are the same.
Okay. Does this row have the same or more?
This is more.
For example, a researcher might take a lump of clay, divide it into two equal pieces, and then give a child the choice between two pieces of clay to play with. One piece of clay is rolled into a compact ball, while the other is smashed into a flat pancake shape. Since the flat shape looks bigger, the preparational child will likely choose that piece, even though the two pieces are exactly the same size.
I'm going to take this cup and I'm going to pour this water into here. Do they have the same amount of water?
No, they don't. This one have more water.
The concrete operational stage, ages 7 to 11 years. Major characteristics and developmental changes. During this stage, children begin thinking logically about concrete evidence. They begin to understand the concept of conservation, that the amount of liquid in a short wide cup is equal to that in a tall skinny glass, for example. Their thinking becomes more logical and organized, but still very concrete. Children begin using inductive logic or reasoning from a specific information to a general principle. During this stage, children also become less egocentric and begin to think about how other people may feel and think. Kids in the concrete operational stage also begin to understand that their thoughts are unique to them and not that everyone else necessarily shares their thoughts, feelings, and opinions. The formal operational stage, ages 12 and up. Major characteristics and developmental changes. At this stage, the adolescent or young adult begins to think abstractly and reason about hypothetical problems. Abstract thoughts emerge. Teens begin to think more about moral, philosophical, ethical, social, and political issues that require theoretical and abstract reasoning. Begin to use deductive logic or reasoning from a general principle to specific information. It is important to note that Piaget did not view children's intellectual development as a quantitative process. That is, kids do not just add more information and knowledge to their existing knowledge as they get older. Instead, Piaget suggested that there's a qualitative change in how children think as they gradually progress through these four stages. A child at age 7 doesn't just have more information about the world than he did at age 2. There's a fundamental change in how he thinks about the world.